Hi all, today we are looking at a movie where a madman behaved like a US Marshal resolving a case of a missing woman. Just want to say, stay safe and stay healthy. In 1954, US Marshal Edward "Teddy" Daniels and his new partner Chuck Aulig traveled to Ashcliffe Hospital for the criminally insane on Shutter Island, Boston Harbor. They are investigating the disappearance of patient Rachel Solando, incarcerated for drowning her 3 children. Their only clue is a cryptic note found hidden in Solando's room, the Law of 4, who is 67. The 2 men arrive just before a massive storm, preventing their return to the mainland for a few days. Teddy and Chuck find the staff confrontational and uncooperative. Lead psychiatrist John Colley refuses to turn over records, and they learn that Solando's Dr. Lester Sheehan left the island on vacation immediately after Solando disappeared, preventing them from interrogating him. They are told that Ward C, one of 3, is reserved for the most severely disturbed patients and is off-limits, along with the lighthouse, which has already been searched. While being interviewed, one patient writes the word "run" in Teddy's notepad. Teddy starts to have migraine headaches from the hospital's atmosphere and has waking visions of his experiences as a U.S. Army soldier during the liberation of Dachau, including reprisals against the guards. He also has disturbing dreams of his wife, Dolores Chanel, who was killed in a fire set by arsonist Andrew Lattis. In one instance, she tells Teddy that Solando is still on the island, as is Lattis, who everyone has no knowledge of. Teddy later explains to Chuck that locating Lattis was an ulterior motive for taking the case. Teddy and Chuck find that Solando has resurfaced with no explanation, prompting the former to break into the restricted Ward C. Teddy encounters George Noyes, a patient in solitary confinement, who claims that the doctors are experimenting on patients, some of whom are taken to the lighthouse to be lobotomized. Noyes warns that everyone else on the island, including Chuck, is playing an elaborate game designed around Teddy. Teddy regroups with Chuck and climbs the cliffs toward the lighthouse. They become separated, and Teddy later sees what he believes to be Chuck's body on the rocks below. By the time he climbs down, the body is revealed to be an optical illusion of the rocks, but he finds a cave where he discovers a woman in hiding, who claims to be the real Rachel Solando. She states that she is a former psychiatrist at Ashcliffe who discovered the experiments with psychotropic medication and transorbital lobotomy in an attempt to develop mind control techniques. Before she could report her findings to the authorities, she was forcibly committed to Ashcliffe. Teddy returns to the hospital, but finds no evidence of Chuck ever being there. Convinced Chuck was taken to the lighthouse, Teddy breaks in, only to discover Dr. Colley waiting for him. Colley explains that Teddy is actually Andrew Lattis, their most dangerous patient, incarcerated in Ward C for murdering his manic-depressive wife, Dolores, after she drowned their 3 children. Edward Daniels and Rachel Solando are anagrams of Andrew Lattis and Dolores Chanel, and the little girl from Lattis's recurring dreams is his daughter, Rachel. Colley also discloses that Andrew attacked Noyes 2 weeks earlier for calling him Lattis. Teddy's denial comes from his guilt over not having sought mental help for his wife after she burned down their city apartment. After the arson, the whole family went to the lake house, where Dolores drowned their children sometime later. According to Colley, the events of the past several days had been designed to cure Andrew's conspiracy-laden insanity by allowing him to play out the role of Teddy Daniels. The hospital staffs were part of the test, including Lester Sheehan posing as Chuck and a nurse posing as Rachel Solando. Andrew's migraines were withdrawal symptoms from his medication, as were his hallucinations of the real Rachel Solando. Overwhelmed by the memories of what really happened, Andrew faints. He awakens in the hospital under the watch of Colley, Sheehan, the warden and the nurse who played Rachel Solando. When questioned, he tells the truth in a coherent manner, satisfying the doctors. Colley notes that they had achieved this state 9 months before, but Andrew quickly regressed. He warns this will be Andrew's last chance, otherwise, they will have to lobotomize him. Sometime later, Andrew relaxes on the hospital grounds with Sheehan, but calls him Chuck again, saying they must leave the island. Sheehan shakes his head to Colley, upon which Colley speaks to Nehring and the warden before turning away. The warden gestures to the orderlies and Andrew is taken away to be lobotomized. Before leaving peacefully, Andrew asks Sheehan if it would be worse to live as a monster, or to die as a good man. A stunned Sheehan calls Andrew Teddy, but the latter does not respond to the name. If you like this video then do subscribe our channel and tell us in the comment box which movie you want to see next.